Anything else, Mr. White? Ready to adjourn?
So I just have a word with the board.
Yes. 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 Okay. We're going to back up and just under reports.
Yes, thank you. I've had this conversation with other boards, and I know we've switched members a lot lately, so I just kind of wanted to reiterate it because I think it's important for all planning commissioners to hear, and I might have mentioned it to the new members, you know, when I met with them individually, but when I give a recommendation on an application, it is for your benefit, it's for your purpose to use. And I just want you all to know that I'm never going to expect a unanimous vote out of the Planning Commission. And that you don't necessarily have to agree with my recommendation. The purpose of it is to help you make your decision. And if that's what it does, if you vehemently disagree with it, I'm okay with that too. I just want you to know that, that's all part of the process. At the same time, that the planning commissioners don't always agree either. And that so it's really just a process talk that I'm giving you, nothing other than that. So when the planning commission makes a decision, if not everybody's in agreement, that's okay. And that majority rules. So, I just wanted you all to know that it's my role to advise you, and if you have questions, feel free to ask me. That's really about it. Now, there has been an occasion recently where it's come back to me that other boards or commissions, that planning commissioners have talked to either council members or other boards and commissions about certain issues. And I just want you all to know that I think that if there's an issue at the planning commission, I think that we can talk about it, we should talk about it here first, rather than just adjourning and making a motion and then going off and talking about it. And I'm not going to get into specifics about what the incident was, but it took up a lot of my time internally in the office. And if there's an issue that you have with a decision, with a recommendation, I would just like us to talk about it here at the Planning Commission, rather than taking it to other boards and commissions first, if that's at all possible. Because I think that as a planning commission, there has to be coordination and cooperation first, and that if we don't have that, it's a fairly dysfunctional board. So, no matter how painful it is for us to talk about and disagree with issues, it has to happen, and it's all part of the process, and we should all be okay with that, and civil about it, obviously. So that's really all I wanted to say. Thank you.
I have one thing. I was wondering if when we do the comprehensive plan survey, and you'll be asking people to do it online, and then there'll be a paper copy and a Jamestown Press. For the taxpayers of record who are not Jamestown residents, would it be possible to send them a postcard, maybe, to ask them to fill out the survey online?
We did look into that.
It's 44 cents per postcard.
Yeah, and we have a number for that. It was about, I think it's possible. It is possible.
Because there's like 2,800 households, is that about right?
That's about right.
I think it's down in it.
40% are residential addresses that are considered non-voters?
I don't know the answer to that. So it's possible.
I'm going back to the results of the last survey where 99.1% were basically Jamestown residents, and we didn't really get any input from people who are taxpayers who aren't year-round residents.
Right, it was sent to them. It was sent to registered voters as well. We cross-referenced the two lists, both the registered voters as well as the taxpayers.
Yes.
Right. So we did do both.
The other thing, most Most of the taxpayers, even if they're just summer residents, they usually get the Jamestown Press. And Jeff is going to put an article in the press letting everybody know also.
Right, the other good news is that it's coming
So-
out, by the time it comes out, it will be in the summer and hopefully people will be here. So I don't think that occurred last time. I'm trying to think what time of year it actually went out. I don't think it was during the summer. So that will be a benefit that we will get this time. Yeah. So we could send out a postcard. Don't know if it's necessary or not. A lot of people read it online now, and Jeff has said that he would write an article about it, plus we could also do an advertisement as well. Yeah.
If you send out the postcard, you're saying 44 cents per postcard?
Yep.
Right.
There's no different rate now. I checked.
Times what, 1,000?
2,800.
2,800, I would
Oh,
guess.
2,800
Well,
households.
if we pull out just the ones that don't have a Jamestown address,
That's what I
it would
meant.
be a different number. I don't know what that number is. Yeah.
It's less, probably less than 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting a personal appeal to do it, you know. It seems like a good idea. It sounds like an expensive good idea.
My guess is it would be more to send the survey itself by mail, because it's going to be more than 44 cents.
Right.
I don't know what it is. We didn't check into that, but it's
The
going to
survey
be
itself will be a lot more than that, because it's
6 pages.
5
Yeah,
or 6
and-
pages.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
that's
don't
going
have
to be more
email
than-
addresses on people.
No.
Do we have a budget for this, for mailing?
Yes, we have a comprehensive plan budget.
Would it make sense, would this be a good place to spend the money?
It's really up to the board.
Well, why don't I find out what the board thinks? I make a motion that we send the...
I don't think we can make a motion because it's a non-agenda item.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry.
If there's a comp plan budget, a real budget, a real line item, I guess
We have a budget in the capital every year, and it's a revolving budget that we get for updating the zoning ordinance, comprehensive plan, subdivision regulations. So it just kind of accrues every year, and then we spend it when we need it.
if we use X hundreds of thousands of dollars contacting non-residents, potential survey participants, what's the impact
A
on?
greater response, I mean, that.
No, what's,
Yeah.
what's the negative impact on what doesn't get done because we choose to do that?
Oh, gosh. Well, you know our staff, so,
It's a tight budget.
Right.
yeah. Do I think that, I mean, if the question is, do we think that it's going to be well advertised enough? The good news is that it's during the summer, people will be here, it's going to go to every household. So I think we'll get a pretty good distribution anyway without that. You know, if you want a belt and suspenders kind of approach, then that would be it. Yeah, I was going to say word of mouth, it goes a long way in this
Goes a long way in this town.
What about a raffle?
Yes.
What about offering a prize to people who send, well, then we'd have to know who they are.
Yeah. we wanna keep it
Can I
moving.
suggest, Lisa, that in the couple of paragraphs you gave us in the plans report,
Yes,
that the second paragraph where you say the town is in the process of updating blah, 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 you might add as required by the Rhode Island Division of Planning or whoever requires this, just to give it a little more emphasis. And also to let people, because I think probably a lot of people in town don't understand that this is a state requirement. It's not just a whimsy of the planning office or the council or anybody, it's a state requirement.
yes, okay, that's a good point. I will put that in.